In this video, I'll walk you through the drive channel settings on the Boss Katana MkII Artist amp. This is a continuation of the series that began with the clean channel tutorial, followed by the boost channel video. If you're looking for system-level settings in Boss Tone Studio, like global EQ, line out, or the sneaky twin reverb amp installation, I recommend revisiting the first video, where all of that is covered in detail. As I mentioned before, the boost channel was an upgrade of the clean tone. Similarly, the drive channel builds on that boost sound by further pushing the twin reverb foundation with additional gain from the overdrive pedal in the chain. The demo you're hearing in the background was recorded exactly the same way as in the previous two videos, using Shure SM57 and AT2035 microphones, a Gibson ES-335, and no additional EQ processing in Cubase. As with the previous videos, the backing track for this one will also be available for download or play along. The drive channel is essentially an overdriven version of the boost channel. But when you start pushing the signal further, there are noticeable changes in both tone and volume. So some fine-tuning is needed to make the transition from boost to drive as smooth as possible. The signal chain remains the same as before. Overdrive pedal, compressor, amp EQ, reverb. Cabinet resonance is still set to vintage, and tone shape is off. The reverb is the same vintage spring emulation, so the ambient character stays consistent. The amp type is still clean, since this drive channel is also built on the twin reverb base. But the EQ settings differ slightly. Gain, still at 57. Volume, increased from 82 to 84. Bass, reduced from 45 to 35. Mids, same as on boost channel. Treble increased from 52 to 65. Parametric EQ remains mostly the same, with a few small changes. Low cut at 160 Hz, high mid gain at plus 5 dB. High cut raised from 4 kHz to 5 kHz, letting a bit more top end through for added clarity. What's new here is an additional GE10 style EQ placed at the amp out position. Frequencies between 250 Hz and 2 kHz, and between 8 and 16 kHz, are gently boosted to emphasize mids and clarify highs. Around 4 kHz, a slight cut helps smooth out any harshness. As with all EQ sections, small adjustments can have a big impact, so I recommend experimenting until it feels right under your fingers. Let's move on to the compressor settings. As before, I'm using the Boss Comp model for consistency across channels. Sustain and attack remain at 25, just like on the boost channel. Tone is increased from 0 to plus 15 to brighten the sound. Level is lowered from 54 to 50 to rebalance the output. The goal here isn't to squash the dynamics. The compressor is mainly there to emulate tube-like natural compression and to smooth transitions, without killing the feel under your fingers. Always keep some room for touch dynamics. I'm still using natural OD, just like on the boost channel. It works great as both a booster and a light overdrive, very much in the spirit of a pushed twin reverb. This is still not a high-gain sound, and it's not meant to be, but now it's clearly deeper in overdrive territory compared to the boost tone. Drive is increased from 30 to 45, and this is the biggest tonal shift. Tone is pushed from plus 6 to plus 11 to avoid muddiness. Bottom is reduced from plus 13 to plus 3 to tighten up the low end. Effect level is brought down from 54 to 37 to balance volume across channels. The goal with all of these tweaks is to make the transition from boost to drive as seamless as possible. The more you raise the gain, the more the tone shifts. And to keep things smooth and usable, you'll need to adapt your other settings accordingly. My recommendation: if you're using a clean type amp bass, like twin reverb on the Katana, don't push your drive too far beyond +50. If you're going for heavier tones or real high-gain sounds, consider switching to the crunch, lead, or brown amp types instead, rather than trying to get there with a pedal. And that's it. Even though the only major adjustment is raising the drive from 30 to 45, that change sets off a whole chain of additional tweaks, all of which help keep the sound smooth, musical, and clear. So, the drive channel becomes a more refined but edgier version of the boost channel, well suited for expressive solos and riff-driven parts. But the real lead tone? That's coming up next, in the final video of this series. Thanks for watching. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.